Airports feel safe, structured, controlled, predictable. But for many tourists, the airport is exactly where their vacation ended. Not because they were criminals. Not because they planned to break the law, but because of small mistakes they didn't know mattered. These are real airport mistakes that got tourists detained, questioned, and in some cases sent home immediately. Let's start with one of the most common. Taking photos, airports look impressive. Planes, runways, security checkpoints. Tourists take photos all the time. But in many countries, photographing security areas, immigration desks, or military zones is illegal. Some tourists didn't know this. They took one photo. Security noticed. Phones were checked. And suddenly they weren't heading to baggage claim. They were heading to a back room. Next mistake. Jokes. At airports, jokes are dangerous. Some tourists joked about bombs, weapons, or security checks. They didn't mean it seriously. They thought it was funny. But airport security doesn't treat jokes as jokes. Those tourists were detained immediately. Some missed their flights. Some were questioned for hours. At an airport, every word matters. Now let's talk about medication. This one catches people completely off guard. Tourists pack their usual medicine. Cold medicine, painkillers, prescription pills. They carry it openly, they don't hide it. But in some countries, certain medications are restricted or illegal without special approval. At customs, bags are scanned, pills are discovered. Tourists are detained not because they were smuggling drugs, but because they didn't know the rules. Their vacation ended before it even started. Here's another airport mistake: lying on arrival forms. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's careless. Tourists forget to declare food, electronics, or large amounts of cash. They think it's not important. But customs officers take declarations seriously. When a lie is discovered, even a small one, tourists can be detained for questioning. What felt like a shortcut turned into a serious problem. Next mistake, carrying restricted items, things like drones, walkie-talkies, professional cameras, even certain books or religious materials. Tourists assume these items will just be confiscated. But in some countries, possession alone can be enough for detention. Tourists have been stopped, questioned, and held for items they didn't know were restricted. Now let's talk about behavior. At airports, people get tired, stressed, impatient. Some tourists argue with staff, raise their voice, refuse instructions. They don't think it's serious. But airport staff work closely with security. One argument can escalate quickly. Tourists have been detained simply for refusing to cooperate. Here's a mistake people never expect: dress. In some countries, clothing at immigration matters. Wearing offensive symbols, political messages, or inappropriate clothing can draw attention. Tourists didn't think it mattered. Authorities did. They were stopped, questioned, sometimes denied entry. Another common airport mistake: using your phone at the wrong time. Taking calls during security checks. Recording videos near immigration. In some airports, this is not allowed. Tourists were detained for doing something that felt completely normal to them. Now let's talk about visas. Tourists sometimes misunderstand what their visa allows. They say the wrong thing at immigration. They mention working, volunteering, or long stays, even if they didn't mean it. That single answer has caused tourists to be detained, interviewed, and sent back home. Words matter more than people realize. So what do all these cases have in common? These tourists weren't dangerous. They weren't criminals. They treated the airport like any other place. But airports operate under some of the strictest laws in the world. Mistakes that feel small can have serious consequences. The airport is not the place to assume anything is normal. It's the place where rules are enforced without warning. One misunderstanding, one careless action, and your trip can end before it begins. If you travel, subscribe. Because most tourists who were detained thought they were doing nothing wrong. And at an airport, not knowing the rules can cost you everything.